Voice of Change News.
This is Voice of Change Radio News. I'm Amanda Kumalo. A quick look at stories making the headlines. Elections. Zanu PF targets 80% vote. In business news, Zim gets 350,000 tons grain export request. In regional and international news, Zimbabwe government rubbishes Mozambican militia claims. In sports, be good ambassadors, James told. Now the news in detail. Zanu PF is targeting 80% of the vote during the August 23 harmonized elections to deal with the country's detractors and their regime change purposes, a fatal blow, the party's vice president and second secretary, Comrade Kembo Muhadi, said yesterday. Comrade Muhadi was addressing a Zanu PF rally at Mutsago Primary School in Mutare West constituency when he said that the party will win by a huge margin that will leave the opposition without even the option of approaching the courts. The opposition lost at the 2018 elections and approached the courts alleging vote rigging, but lost for lack of evidence. Comrade Muhadi implored party members to go out in their numbers to vote for Zanu PF and give it a landslide victory to silence its foreign detractors and their local puppets. He further said Manicaland has a rich revolutionary history dating back to the days of the liberation struggle when the province was the main transit corridor for gallant sons and daughters who escaped the country for military training in Mozambique. Moving on to business news. As the Second Republic's agriculture and food system transformation strategy and other related policies continue to bear fruit, the country has received more than 350,000 tons of maize export requests and will start by moving 40,000 tons to Rwanda while processing a request from the Democratic Republic of Congo. Wheat exports are also being considered after Zimbabwe attained self-sufficiency driven by the government's agricultural policies that have deliberately supported communal, small to medium-scale and commercial farmers with the aim of ensuring an upper middle-class income economy by 2030. Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development Minister Dr. Anxious Masuka said this yesterday while responding to questions from journalists after a post-cabinet briefing delivered by Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services Minister Monica Mutsvangwa in Harare. Dr. Masuka said the pending maize exports by the country were a milestone for Zimbabwe, which was recently a food importer owing to persistent droughts. In news beyond our borders, the government has dismissed as reckless, provocative and malicious a report in yesterday's edition of the privately owned Daily Newsday alleging the presence in Zimbabwe of a militia group from neighboring Mozambique. In a statement yesterday, government said such a brazen piece of fake news and yellow journalism had no place in the country ahead of the harmonized elections next month. The Deputy Chief Secretary, Presidential Communications in the Office of the President and Cabinet, Mr. George Charamba, said the article was timed to raise political temperatures in the country as it prepared for harmonized elections and to intentionally impugn long-standing bilateral relations with the neighboring sister Republic of Mozambique. Mr. Charamba further said the piece of fake news shows what becomes of journalism when a discredited publisher, backed by an unprofessional editorial team, prefers political partisanship to media ethics. And finally, in sports news, Youth, Sport, Arts and Recreation Minister Kirsty Coventry has rallied the senior netball team to make the nation proud as they make their second successive appearance at the Netball World Cup. The global showpiece gets underway on July 28 and runs until August 6 in Cape Town, South Africa, with 16 teams competing for honors. The Nedbank sponsored Gems are scheduled to leave for Cape Town tomorrow. They have 4 friendly matches lined up, starting with a date against England on Sunday. Coventry urged the Gems to be ambassadors in the fight against drugs and promote clean sport. That brings us to the end of this bulletin.
Voice of Change News.